What up, YouTube? It's your boy JusRzd, and today we got another edition of Rage Reviews. Today we chopping it up about Penguin episode 6. Man, this series has just been a blessing in disguise. Like this series has legit been it's been dope to see play out. It's only been 6 episodes. I know they got 2 more. This series has been a good time, a pleasant surprise for me. I wasn't expecting much from it. Not gonna hold you. Didn't know what to expect. To be honest, I didn't know what to expect from a Penguin solo series with no Batman involved. I was just like, okay, we'll see how it turns out. And I've been pleasantly surprised each episode. From episode 1 to now episode 6, I've been pleasantly surprised, and this episode just continues that trend. And it's just interesting because it starts out, we see Victor on his bike riding back to Penguin's hideout, and we hear an overlay of Penguin just talking about his operation and just talking about how they've since they moved down there, how the work has been going, and we get an inside in-depth look kind of the operation and how everything's going. We see that they're struggling to get power where they're at down there, just because it seems like the the city council people have pretty much cut off power to the Crown Point area, and they kind of been siphoning and funneling the power to the more established neighborhoods, which is unfortunate and low-key might be kind of illegal. It's just crazy to see that particular thing play out. We see Victor making runs, coming back with the bread, making drops and all this stuff, and we see them. Their 2 buckets of mushrooms have now multiplied into a whole lot more mushrooms in their little penguin lair. So it was just interesting to see how everything kind of developed and played out. And then we cut to Sofia Falcone having some real kinky session with with her therapist boyfriend or whatever. He's all scratched up and putting his stuff back on. She putting her stuff back on. And then she kind of kicks him out. She was like, I gotta handle business, so your time is done. Be gone. So then we see her and Maroni kind of interacting and just kind of trying to figure out how to deal with Penguin. He's known as a person who doesn't really have any attachments, so it's just like, how can we get to him? How can there be something? How can we find something that's personal enough to him? He killed Maroni's wife and child, and it's just like, so how can we find something personal to him to not only bring him out of hiding, but to also torture him the same way he's been torturing us through the different things that he's screwed us over in. And we see them trying to figure it out, and it's just like they're kind of just drawing blanks at this point. And it was just interesting just seeing them go down this rabbit hole. And then we cut back to Penguin back at the apartment with his mom, and we get to see the dynamic between Penguin, his mom, and Victor and his mom. Because when Victor first came into the picture, his mama won't play in it, and she just was kind of real rude and a little racist towards Victor. And now she's kind of treating him like a second son. And even Penguin is low-key treating Victor like a little brother / like son or something, or a little nephew or whatever. Just kind of teaching him the ropes of everything that's going on and making sure Victor is his right-hand man at the end of the day. And it's just dope seeing their relationship progress. We unfortunately see Penguin's mom going in and out of the sickness, like she's losing her memories. Then she feels like she's seeing her sons and talking to them. At one point she's talking to Penguin like he's the dad, and he's like, yo, what's going on? And then Victor tries to go along with it, and he's like, yo, nah, you're making it worse. Don't do that. And so it was just kind of sad to just kind of see her go in and out. We see that they're still dealing with being in Crown Point and not having power in Crown Point, so they got generators to help them have electricity or whatever, and their generators on the fritz, so Penguin's trying to fix it. It's just a lot going on that they're struggling with and struggling through, and it's sad, but even in the sadness, you see them kind of operating like a little family, and that was cool. Then we cut back to Sofia and Maroni. We see them actually making a statement because they're just like, all right, we don't know anything personal about Penguin at this particular point. So, because we don't know anything personal, what can we do to send a message to pretty much sever all his ties to his organization? And pretty much let all the other gangs and families know that you don't need to mess with Bliss from Penguin's crew, because if you do, it comes with consequences. And so they end up catching a few of his runners or corner boys, and they end up stringing them upside down and cutting off a pinky finger. And yeah, it pretty much used them as symbols to let everybody know, like, don't mess with this product that y'all currently started messing with, because if you do mess with it, we gonna have you out here like looking like this. And so Penguin's just like, oh shoot, I don't know how we gonna pivot out of this one. And so you hear him on the phone through a couple scenes, just communicating with different people, and it's just like, yo, like, come on. Like, we need to set up a meeting. We need to talk or whatever. So I'll text you the location. And we see Victor leaving the apartment. He actually gets approached by Squid, the person from his past, from the old neighborhood. And Squid's like, yo, I see you got fresh J's on. You got the fresh J's. You got all this other stuff going on. I see everybody in the neighborhood walking around with bread, but I ain't got none. So holla at your boy. Let me get in on the business, you know what I mean? So that way I can have some bread in my pocket too, and we can all eat, and introduce me to your boss and blah, blah, blah. And so Victor's like, Victor trying to avoid him. He don't want no parts of Squid at this point. And he's just like, I could try to talk to him, but I don't know how that's going to play out. So he kind of shrugs him off. He's just like, hey man, come on, dog. And it's crazy because you can see Victor just being uncomfortable and kind of like scary in the moment. But we just see the episode just continue to progress. We cut to I believe it was Sofia and Maroni busting in Penguin's apartment and just going through his stuff, trying to find some type of personal connection. Maroni finds the picture of his family, and Sofia's like, nah, the kids died young, his brothers died young, and his mom died as well. She don't even know that his mom never died. She's actually still alive, but to everybody else, they think his mom's dead. So Maroni gets pissed off at that, so she hands him a golf club and says, practice your swing, while she goes and looks in the bedroom. And as she searches through the drawers in the bedroom, she finds she pretty much finds women's articles in a drawer in Penguin's bedroom. And she's like, huh. She's like, oh yeah, I do remember. You can see the wheels turning, like, oh yeah, I do remember that show that he found a picture of her. She found a picture of her too. And so of course, later on in the episode, we see her combing the streets, talking to different ladies of the night, or people of the night, I should say, and is asking around who knows this person. Of course, it's Eve, and Eve actually sends one of her people down there to not only take some money, to pretty much invite her up to Eve's crib, but also get the bribe money as well, so that way it'll look like a fair transaction. And they actually end up having a conversation about Penguin. That was an interesting conversation because Eve was under the belief that Sofia was the actual hangman and not her father, and Penguin knew the truth. And so it was just interesting, that whole conversation. Eve was cool, calm, and collected the whole conversation, and Sofia had the gun on her the whole conversation, and was just like, you know what, kind of decided at the end of their conversation. At first I thought she was gonna kill her, but then kind of decided towards the end of their conversation that, you know what, I ain't even gonna kill you. And she proceeded to walk off. And after that, kind of Eve, you can see her wheels returning once Sofia confessed to not being the hangman, and confessed that Penguin knew, and that Carmine Falcone was the actual hangman, and Penguin continued to work for him even though he knew. And so Eve felt betrayed by that, and you could tell because right after she walks out and Sofia allows her to live, before she actually exits the apartment, Eve snitches on everybody. It's just like, he's at Crown Point by the zoo. And it's just like, oh, okay. Crown Point by the zoo, you say? Okay. We're going to go ahead and write that down, and we're going to keep it moving. And so Sofia ends up leaving, and we see Penguin. He actually ends up coming up with the bright idea to flood the streets, since Sofia and Falcone, since Sofia and Maroni decided to send a message, he wanted to send a message back. So he was just like, you know what, instead of since now everybody's spooked, because they almost had a deal done with the Triads, but because of that message they sent, it ruined the deal. And so he was just like, since everybody's spooked, let's just give out Bliss for free. Let's start a demand. So they just started giving Bliss out for free. Had everybody calling him like, yo, what are you doing? What are you doing? You selling to my territory? You selling my... He's like, nah, I ain't selling, but it's out there. We just giving it away for free or whatever. And he was like, look, like, I can't talk to you like this. I'm going to set up a meeting. We're going to get y'all together. We're going to see what everybody talking about. Through the process of him doing that, he also ran up on a councilman and pretty much used his gift of gab and intimidation and torture to convince this man to turn the power back on in Crown Point. He didn't know if he was going to do it, but he pretty much threatened him to turn the power back on and stop redirecting power from Crown Point to the richer neighborhoods, and to actually put the power back on in Crown Point. And it was just a lot. He found his mom in the bathroom, in the bathtub. Who knows how long she had been sitting in there. He realized the water was freezing. He had to help her out the tub, and she had a very interesting conversation with Penguin. In that moment, she just kind of broke down. It was just like, look, I need you to help me I need you to help me to go in peace. For lack of better words, I need you to help me to go in peace. I need you to do it. And he's just like, yo, you asking too much of me. Like, you're my mother. Like, you asking too much of me. I don't think I can do it. And she was like, look, don't you punk out on me, boy. I need you to help me. I need you to help me to go in peace now. I need you to do it. And he was just like, through the process of that conversation, he ended up being like, okay, I'll help you. And you could tell he was just in the mood. You see Victor trying to console him, and Victor also trying to tell him about the whole situation with Squid, but he kind of zoned out with the whole mom situation. And then from there, that's when he threatens the councilman to put the power back on, because he wants he wants to make sure his mom is taken care of, and also to help with his operation underground as well, if the power was sent back into Crown Point. And so we see we see later on in the episode, we see Victor actually having a meeting with Squid, and he's just like, look, bro, I talked to upper management. They was like, nah, we not looking for extra people, but what I can do is hit you with some bread. You feel me? And we can kind of work together on a few things, and I can hit you with some more next week. You know what I mean? But right now, my peoples ain't looking they're not looking for no extra help at this point. And Squid was just like, oh, okay, you can give me some more next week. He was like, cool, because I'm running out, and just started throwing the money at Victor. And he was just like, look, you can either take me there, or I can snitch on your boss to the people that's looking for him, because I know it's some big time people looking for him. And so Vic's just like, he the whole time he's trying to de-escalate the situation, and he's just like, all right, well, he this way. Vic walks down the stairs, pulls the blinky out, bah! Pop Squid in the neck, and just kind of watches him as he bleeds out. And it was just like, ooh, that was a lot, sir. That was a lot. And of course, that was Vic's first body, so it was just like, man, that's a lot to take in. Like, it's not like it was kind of self-defense, but not really self-defense, because it's not like his life was being threatened in that moment. But also, he knew if he would have like moved forward with like allowing him to see the operation, ain't no telling what Squid was fit to do, because Squid don't look like the loyal type. I'm just saying. So because he don't look like the loyal type, it's just like, ew. We're gonna have to figure this out. And so Vic figured it out and went ahead and handled it. He ends up meeting up with Penguin in the little lair area. Penguin sees there's something wrong with him. He asks somebody, he's like, "It's about to do?" He's like, "Yeah." And so Penguin could tell all the time. That was a dope scene, because it was a lot of nonverbal communication in that scene. Even though Penguin was talking to him and asking questions, and he was just like, "Come here, bring it in." Bring it in. Bring it in. Hug. Bring it in. He ends up giving him a hug. It was just interesting to see their dynamic. Like I said, he was treating Vic like a little brother or a son, low key. And then we see Vic back in the apartment, and we see him seeing the blood on his shoes. So he goes to wipe it off. As he's trying to wipe it off, the power comes back on in Crown Point. And so, of course, everything was turned on, so all the lights come on, the music start playing, and everything scares his mama out the bed. She don't know what's going on. Vic trying to turn off the music. She's like, no, keep it on. And so she gets out the bed like a little old lady and starts dancing. She's like, "Come on, Victor, dance with me." And as she's asking him, he hears something in the distance, but he don't really pay it no mind. He's just like, all right, whatever, maybe something fell or something. And so he ends up dancing with Penguin's mom or whatever. And lo and behold, it's funny because when I heard something, I was like, oh, Sofia done found him. Like, Sofia done found him. They about to get ran up on real quick. And either they gonna kill Vic and take the mama, or something gonna happen. Something gonna happen. But somebody in there. That's how I felt when that noise happened. I was like, oh, they about to get rushed or something. Somebody about to get took. I just felt like somebody was finna get took. Where's Liam Neeson? Somebody finna get took. But we see him dancing with the mom, whatever, and then the camera pans out and we see Sofia standing there with a crowbar, watching as Penguin's mother proclaims, "Oh, my son, Oswald Cobblepot, he did this. He got the power back on." Why she was saying that in the middle of the living room, I don't know, but you could just see Sofia just kind of like, oh yeah. Look what I done found. So the episode pretty much ends right there. So we don't even see her confrontation yet. We just see her seeing them, and they haven't seen her yet because she's kind of in the dark, in the shadows, and they're just in the middle of the living room. And man, oh man, this episode, for me, I'm gonna give this episode a 9 out of 10. I really like this episode. I like to see the inner workings of Penguin's organization. I love the way Penguin had the meeting, the quote-unquote Gold Summit with everybody. I forgot to mention that in the review part. But he had a meeting with all the families and gangs that he was trying to sell to, the triads, and all the different, I can't think of the different names of the different gangs around the city. But pretty much had a meeting, used his gift of gab to inspire them, and they all pretty much saluted and unified in that moment to have each other's back. And he pretty much, his whole pitch was just like, yo, if we have each other's back, like, we got these rich people who don't care nothing about us, nothing about the slums, nothing about the struggle or the hustle of the city. All they're doing is making rules and regulations to benefit them. So why don't we come together and do some stuff to benefit us and take our city back? And so that inspired everybody in the meeting, and so everybody agreed to work with Penguin. So now he's got the whole rest of the families together, the rest of the families and the gangs together, working on his behalf. And Yeah, these next 2 episodes finna get spooky. So like I said, I gave this episode a 9 out of 10. I really loved it. Loved the character work. I love the character work, period, of Sofia and Penguin. Like, they deserve to win something. They deserve to win all the awards. Cause them two been acting. Like, they've been acting. Like, bruh, they've been doing their thing. And the character work in this particular episode for both of them was super dope. The scene with Sofia and Eve, fire. Even the scene with Sofia and Maroni, fire. Like they're acting. Victor did a great job. The mother did a good job this episode. Like, it's dope to see these different things play out. And just when you think Penguin got an edge or he got a W in this series, everything blows up. Or just when you think he got a W, we make a sharp left turn and realize that that W is an L. And now he has to pivot again to try to make up ground for what he just lost. And it's just crazy to see how many pivots he done made in this season. And then we only 6 episodes in. And he gonna have to pivot again because Sofia done found your mama. She done found them. So like I said, I give this episode a 9 out of 10. Let me know in the comments below how you felt about this episode. If you was rocking with it. If it was to your liking. If what parts stuck out to you. Are you enjoying the character work? Have you even watched Penguin? If not, put it on your watch list for sure. This series is phenomenal. So let's keep it rocking. Comment below. Let's chop it up in the comments about the Penguin. Let me know your thoughts on it. Let me know if you agree with my thoughts. Let me know if you think I'm tripping. But don't forget to like the video. Don't forget to share the video. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Don't forget to hit that notification bell so you can be notified anytime that we drop a new video on the channel. And never forget, it's FreeSoul to the show free. Let's get it.